Welcome back. So there's still a couple of things that annoy me. For instance, I cannot from the sign-up page go to the login page without actually having to write login up here. I also have the problem that when I actually log in right here, I actually end up on a page where there's still a login, logout button. I don't want that either. Login and sign up button, I don't want those either. So I'm going to clean up the code a bit this time and also teach a couple of important lessons, I think, when we're talking about this. So step one is I'm going to add inside the login form right here, I'm going to try and add a button right here for actually going to the sign up page from this page right here. So let's just add a button for now, adding a button, and let's just call this accent instead, just to show you different colors. And I want the button to be of type button. I don't want it to be a submit button because I don't want it to trigger the form ng submit up here, right? I want this button to do something different. I want it to say, instead of login, it should actually say sign up like this. By the way, I want that uppercase up here, so let's just add that. So now this button is available. Now how do we actually make it work so that it actually sends, when I click the sign up button right here, I want to be redirected to the sign up page. You can go into router navigation, under fundamentals, router navigation, scroll down a bit, and you'll find an example right here about how to use the router link. Now it's inside an A tag instead of a button, but let's see if it works inside the button. So I'm going to paste this in here in the button, and we want to go to sign up page right here. That's where we want to go. I'm saving this, and let's just see if this actually worked. Sign up, that looks fine. Clicking the button, but nothing happens. Okay, why is that the case? Well, first of all, you have to know that the router link is not there automatically. We need to actually add a module to our auth module because that's where the login component resides. So we need to actually add a router module in here to start using this. Now this is something that, well, I had to Google a bit, and you probably will the same if you had this problem. But now it should actually work if I click this. And there we go, I'm on the sign up page. So that's all I had to do. Now remember that module right there to kind of get the routing to work, or else you'll really pull out a few hairs and yell at somebody, just like I was about to do. Now that this is running, let's try and do one more thing, because I actually want to, now that we have a sign up, we also want to be able to go back to the login page, right? So I'm going to add that as well. So I'm going to jump into, right now I'm just going to steal this from the login page, go down into the sign up page, and I'm just going to reverse this so that instead of actually having, I'm keeping the accent button right here, and then we're switching these guys around. So this is going to the login page now instead, like this. I'll just save this and I'll say log in here instead of sign up, and I'll say sign up right here. There we go. So this means that when I click this button, I'm going back to the login page. Going to log in, going to sign up, right? Back and forth. Now let's add this as a primary button as well, just to kind of make it look like the login button. There we go. And then I'll add the other one as the accent, actually, to make that look more like the accent button. So when I start logging in, this will actually go, when I start adding credentials that work, this will actually show up as a gray button. Okay, so now we can kind of switch between these two views. That means that I can also remove inside my app component TS file, I can actually remove these two routes right here, the login and the sign up route. Now notice this is just the UI, right? This is not doing it inside the routing. These routes are still required in the routing, but I don't need them inside my sign up app right here. So I'll just get those out of there. Sorry, I don't need them in the app component. I'll just get those out of there. Now I only have two different places I can go. So when I'm logged in right here, it doesn't show the other ones, only the home and the albums. And I'm logged in, sweet. So that's all we had to do. Now we kind of cleaned up a bit more. So when I log out, I can now switch between my two views, and I can actually log in when I feel I'm ready to do it. Happy days. See you next time. Have fun.